What's up, attackers? In this video, we're going to solve 10 of the new questions that might show up in the November test. If you're taking the November, December test, this video is for you. Make sure that you watch the video until the end and solve all of these questions before your test, because I'm expecting at least 5 of these questions to be in your exam. So it's super important. And I've also put these questions in an organized PDF that you can download by the link below this video. And it's very important to solve these questions while watching the video. So make sure that you download the PDF, do the questions, and watch the video for the solutions. Plus, if you need more help, you can also book a free one-on-one tutoring down below the video. Now, without further ado, let's get into the question number 1. So the first prediction that I have says a right rectangle prism has a base area of 28 p square centimeters. The length of the base of this rectangle prism is 12 centimeters. So the length of the base is 12 centimeters. This is the area of the base, and the height of this rectangle prism is 4, which expression represents the surface area of this right rectangular prism. So here is a right rectangular prism where 12 centimeters is the length of the base. So here is 12. We have the height, this, which is 4 centimeters, and we know that the area of the base, so this area is 28p, right? So we're looking for the surface area of this rectangular prism. So the surface area is basically going to be the sum of all the areas of these faces. So it's going to be, we know the length of this, we know the height of this, so we can find the area of this face. That's going to be 4 times 12, 48, times 2, because we have 2 of them, it's going to be 96. Now we already know that what is the area of this face. It's 28p, so 2 times 28p is going to be the sum of these two faces. So that's going to give us 56p. So 96 plus 56p, plus the final face is going to be this one, which we have the height, but we don't know what is the length of this side. So how we can find the length of this side is going to be by using this area. To find the area of this, which is 28p, we're going to do 12 times this side, which is the question mark, right? So the question mark times 12 is equal to 28p. So based on that, the question mark is going to be equal to 28p divided by 12, which is 7 over 3p. So the length of this side is 7 over 3p. Here is 7 over 3p. So we can find now the area of this face, which is going to be 7 over 3p times 4. That's going to be 28 over 3p. So 2 times 28 over 3p, because we have 2 of these faces, it's going to give us 56 over 3p. So now we need to find this, the sum of these basically. That's going to give us the surface area of this rectangular prism. So we need to add these 56p and 56 over 3p. I'm going to write that. So the common denominator is going to be 3, and 56 times 3 is going to give us 168 plus 56p plus 96 basically. So 168 plus 56, I'll do it on Desmos, is going to be equal to 224 over 3p plus 96. So the answer is going to be choice B. So this was a geometry question that most students are struggling with, and I'm expecting to be in November SAT. And the most important part of this question was just knowing, find this side, and then not doing the mistake of not multiplying this by 2. After finding that, the surface area of this one, you had to multiply this by 2. Most students just get that part wrong, and then you add these up and you do the calculation, and choice B is going to be the answer. That's how you do this question. So the next question is a very common question. You probably going to see this in the exam. In this question, we have 4 groups of 25 or more people. The museum charges $22 per person for the first 25 people and $14 for each additional person. Which function f gives the total charge in dollars for a tour group with n people where n is larger than equal to 25? So what we're going to do here is that we know that we're going to charge $22 for first 25 people. So that's going to give us 25 times $22 in total, plus $14 per each additional person. So 14 times each additional person. The number of person is n. The number of people is n. So n minus, we're going to do 25 because we've already calculated the first 25 people here. So that's why we're going to do n minus 25 to just take the first 25 people out, because we don't want to again find the value of those, the price for those. So we're going to do n minus 25, and this is going to be the answer basically. We're going to multiply this and get the answer out. That is basically how you do this question. Very easy. 22 times 25 gives us 550. So 550 here plus 14n minus 14 times 25, 350. So 550 minus 250, we're going to get 200. So I'll just write 350 here, and then this is going to give us 14n plus 200. So that is choice A for this answer. All right, question 3, another common question, another prediction that I'm expecting to be in the test. Guys, it's very important that you solve these questions, so make sure that you download the PDF and do these questions with me, or try to pause the video, solve the question, and then check the solution. So in this question, we are given an equation. C is a constant in this equation. A solution to the equation is this. What is the value of c? So here the solution is in this standard form, the standard form of the quadratic function. So that is, what is that? That is negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. It's in this form. So I'm not going to use decimals or anything like that, because the solution is given us in this form. So we're going to use this form. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just write this. This is equal to negative b is going to be negative 11. So negative 11 plus square root of b squared is going to be 11 squared, which is 121, minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c. But here c is negative c. That is c. So basically this is our a, this is our b, this is our c. So negative c divided by 2 times a. So 2 times 3 is going to be 6. So as you can see, this also has a denominator 6. This is also negative 11 divided by 6. The same thing. So we know that this, whatever this is, it should be equal to 433 under the square root. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to set those equal. So 433 is going to be equal to 121 minus 4 times 3 times negative c. Okay. Now we're just looking for the value of c. So we can plug this into Desmos, and rather than c, we're going to put x. So Desmos will solve it for that, and then we're going to get the value of that. 433 equals 121 minus 4 times negative times 3 times negative x. And that is giving us 26. So the answer to this question is 26. I'm sure you're doing great. Let's solve the next question. This is a circle question. Try to pause the video, solve the question with me. So in this question, it says a circle in the xy plane has its center at negative 2, 2. Line T is tangent to the circle at this point. Which of the following points also lies on the line T? So we have a circle at point negative 2, 2, and we have a line that is tangent to the circle at this point 7, negative 5, and this is the tangent line. We are looking for which one of these points is also on this line. So to be able to do that, we need to find the equation of this line, and to find the equation of this line, we need two things: the one point on the line and the slope of the line. So we have already a point on this line, but we don't know what is the slope of this line. What we can use is the slope of this line, the radius of the circle, which is perpendicular to this. We can use these 2 points to find the slope of this. So that's going to give us the slope is y2 minus y1 over mx2 minus x1. So the slope of this line is going to be m equals negative 5 minus 2, 7 minus negative 2. That's going to be negative 7 over 9. So then that means the slope of this is negative reciprocal of that, this one. So that's going to give us 9 over 7. So this line has a slope of 9 over 7 and a point on the line. Now we can use regression to graph this line and then just check which one of these points is on the line. So I'm going to put the table here and just put the point 7, negative 5, which is on the line, and then we can do y1 tilde. The slope is 9 over 7, x plus b, x1 plus b. So b is negative 14, and this is the line that we have here, right? So we're looking for which one of these points is on the line. Let's just plug the points there. The first point is 0, 9 over 7. This point is here, it's not on the line. So I'm going to check 5, 11. It's not on the line. 14, 4 is on the line. So choice C is the answer to this question. All right, next question is a question that you might see at the end of the second module. In this question, it's asking us the figure line M and L, M and N are parallel, and line AE and CD intersect at the point B. So AE and CD, they are intersecting at this point B. Which additional piece of information is sufficient to prove that the triangle ABC, this triangle, is congruent to this triangle EBD, this one. So we want to see which one of these satisfies that these two triangles are going to be congruent. So first, let's write the congruence rules. We have 3 rules: the side, angle, side, and angle, side, angle. Based on these, if we get any one of these, then that means the two triangles are congruent, right? So let's check the shapes. We know that because these two lines are parallel and this line is intersecting those two parallel lines, this angle and this angle are going to be equal. So this angle and this angle are equal, and also this angle and this angle is equal, right? Now checking the choices, AB equals 16. So let's say AB is 16 and DB is equal to 16. DB is also equal to 16. So that means we can have two angles and this side. So angle, side, angle, it might be congruent, right? But what is what they're tricking on is basically you have to check if this side is proportional with this, the proportion to this side. Like, are these two sides the proportional sides? Because yeah, this is 16. This side is between this angle and this angle, this side, right? So we're looking for this angle and this angle that are equal. So this side is actually proportional with this side. So if this is 16 and this one is 16, then that doesn't mean that these are congruent. They're the opposite because they're not congruent based on the equal angles. So this side is proportional with this. So if they are equal, then they're going to be congruent. Let's check choice B. AB is 16 and then BE, EB is 16. So now this angle and this angle, the side between them is 16. This angle and this angle, the side between them is 16. So these are two congruent triangles and choice B is going to be the answer. If choice B is satisfied, then the two triangles are going to be congruent. That's how you do this question. They are always trying to trick you in these similarity and congruent questions. So always make sure that you check all the choices. And also there is another trick that they are usually the similarities, the two triangles that are similar. In that one, you have to be really careful with this rule, side angle side, which the angle should be between the two sides. So if you get side angle side, but the angle is between not between the two sides, then those two triangles are not similar. So pay attention to that always. All right, next question is a very easy but a tricky question that you might see in your exam. It's very common. In this question, we have an exponential function. The function f gives the value in dollars of a certain piece of equipment after x months of use. If the value of the equipment decreases each year by p% of its value preceding year, what is the value of p? So here, pay attention that x is in months, but the question is asking us in years. This is very important. Sometimes they're giving us in years, they're asking it in months. You have to really be careful of that. So if it is decreasing in each year, convert this into months because x is in months. So 1 year is 12 months. So I'm going to plug 12 into here. If you plug 12, this is going to be 12 over 12, which is 1. So then the proportion, the rate of change is going to be 0.22. So each year or each 12 months, the value is being multiplied by 0.22, which means how much does it decrease in percent? It decreases by 78%. If it is basically becoming 22% of the previous time, so that means it decreases by 78%. So you have to also pay attention to that one as well. Is it asking you how much does it decrease or increase, or is it asking you how much does it becomes, like how much multiply, how much does it's going to be how many times the previous value? If it was like that, it's going to be 22. But since it's asking how much does it decrease, goes to the 78% decrease, so it's going to be choice D for this question. Also, if you need help with the SAT and you want to guarantee a 1450 plus on your next test, you can book a free one-on-one tutoring below this video, and we're going to go through what you're lacking at, what are the problems, how much time we have, what you can do to study, and I'll show you how I was able to get Leonardo, one of my students, to 1570, which English wasn't even his native language, or we were able to get one of my other students to 1550 with a perfect math score in under a month. So if you're lacking with this and you need help, make sure that you book a free one-on-one tutoring, and we will show you the exact strategies that we follow with all of our students to get them into their target SAT scores guaranteed. All right, next question is a Desmosable one. So in this one, we have an equation given. The given equation is one equation in a system of two linear equations. The system has at least one solution. At least one solution. Which of the following equations could be the other equation in the system? Let's check the choices. So we have 5x plus 3y equals 6. For this one, just plug it into Desmos, okay? 5x plus 3y equals 6. Then we have the first equation, which is 7.5x plus 4.5y. So I graph both of them here on Desmos, and as you can see, the first equation, when I graph them, they are overlapping. So there's infinitely many solutions. They're overlapping. So this gives us infinitely many solutions, and that satisfies this condition. At least one solution means one or more solutions, right? So we have, this is correct, and we have like infinitely many solutions. Now let's check the second one. It is negative 4.5. So now we have one solution only, one intersection. This is also satisfying. So both of these are going to be answers. So 1 and 2, choice C is going to be the answer for this question. All right, next question is a regression lover. All right, next question is for the regression lovers. The table shows 4 values in this g of x. The function can be written as mx plus b. It's a linear function where m and b are constants. What is the value of b? All right, let's plug these points into the table. We just need 2 points since it is a regression. It's a linear function, 124 and 2, 17. And then you can click on this to the linear regression, and we can see that m is -7 and b is 31. We're looking for the value of b, so 31, choice D is the answer. So if you see a table, if you know at least 2 points on the function and you have the equation of the function, you can use regression. All right, next question. The questions are getting easier, right? So in the next one, we have an equilateral triangle has a height of 27√3 units. So we got an equilateral triangle. The height is 27√3. What is the length in units of one side of this triangle? So we know that the length of the triangle, this is an equilateral triangle. Let's say the length is x. Then this is the height, and here is going to be x over 2, right? So now we have this triangle. inside, which we can use Pythagorean theorem to use to make an equation here. So we know that 27 root 3 square plus x over 2 square is going to be equal to x square. Now just plug this into Desmos. All right, so I plug that into Desmos and we zoom out. We have 54 negative 54. X can't be negative 54 of course because it's the length of the side. So 54 is going to be the answer. That is choice C. The value of x is 54. So by just drawing the graph, like drawing the shape, in these kind of questions I always try to draw the shape so you can know what is going on. You look at the shape and then you can say, all right, we can use Pythagorean theorem. You put that equation into the Desmos and it just solves it. Now the final question that we have is a very interesting one. In this one, the question says, a science club from a high school in Ohio conducted an experiment study to study the effect of smell on taste. A sample of 100 students was selected at random from the high school to participate in this experiment. First, the students tasted a pure food sample with wearing covered goggles and nose plugs. Then the students tasted the same pure food sample without the nose plugs. 35 students were able to correctly identify this. Which of the following is the largest population to which the result of this experiment can be generalized? So we're looking for the largest population that we can generalize this result, right? Let's check the choices. All students from the high school. Definitely we can do that. All students from the high school, because we've selected the students from the high school, so we can generalize. We've selected 100 students all randomly. Because we selected them randomly from that high school, we can generalize it for that high school as well. Choice A can be, but let's see if that is the largest or not. Choice B, the students who participated in the experiment. Definitely this is also true. This one was true. This is also true because we've already did the experiment with those students. We can also of course generalize it for those students, but it's not the largest. Like A is larger than B, so B is just out. The 35 students who were able to correctly identify, of course not. All students from high schools in Ohio. So we can generalize it to all the students from high schools in Ohio because we've selected only 100 students randomly from one high school. If we were going to select these 100 students randomly from random high schools all around Ohio, then yeah, we could generalize it to all the students from all the high schools in Ohio. Because we can't do that, so we didn't do it. We can't generalize it for all the high school students in Ohio, so D is also out. A, all students from that specific high school, we can generalize it, and that's the largest population we can do. All right, that was all the predictions. If you need more practice, do the part 1, the 10 questions predictions for November test part 1. And if you want to learn the exact systems and strategies that we are following with our students, we're teaching them to get them into 1450 plus 1500s under the SATs. You can book a free one-on-one tutoring down below and we'll show you the exact systems and the process that we go through to take our students from 1200s, 1300s to 1500 plus SAT score, so you can just copy the same system and the strategy. Good luck on your exam, and I'll see you in the next video.